History rewards the innovator, the pioneer, the trailblazer. For over 30 years, Supermicro has been fueling innovators and visionaries with the industry's best computing resources. We have built the industry's widest portfolio of storage servers with the largest open ecosystem of leading storage hardware so that you can be first. Welcome to Supermicro's 2025 Open Storage Summit.
Hello, and welcome to this episode on software-defined storage solutions, part of the Supermicro Open Storage Summit. I'm Rob Strechay, Managing Director and Principal Analyst. In today's session, we will explore 4 different Supermicro partners bringing software-defined storage solutions to market on Supermicro. They will discuss how organizations leverage their technology to provide storage platforms for cloud-native, AI, and traditional applications. First up, we have John Fragalla of NVIDIA, Balanjay Venkateshwara from DDN, and Vince Chen from Supermicro.
Thank you. So today I'm going to talk about in the NVIDIA Cloud Partner Program, which is an AI factory deployment model based on reference architectures, and how we certify storage partners. But before I jump into the details of what NCP is all about, let's talk about what the value out of an AI factory is. The value of an AI factory is looking at prompts going into an infrastructure, doing training or inference pipelines, and tokens coming out. The key measuring stick for the efficiencies of an AI factory is how fast tokens can be generated and the actual amount of tokens that can be generated. You look at an AI factory, it's more than just generate AI workflow. We're looking now at agentic AI workflows, especially with now reasoning models. The number of tokens that are being generated are quite larger than historically has been with just generative AI. So the amount of time you could actually input the data, process that data, and output tokens in a much more efficient manner is a key criteria of measuring the value of an NCP infrastructure, which is an AI factory model. When you look at an NCP infrastructure, there's 3 key components looking at scale and performance, efficiency, and security. We look at scale and performance. This is just the amount of how much infrastructure is located in an NCP site to do model and inference workloads at scale. And this is really comes down to the amount of GPUs, the network bandwidth, the latency, and then the full provisioning of the software stack to make use of all the technology more efficiently without any loss of performance. The key thing is efficiency, is to ensure that you have high utilization of the GPUs for the specific workloads to ensure you have large output tokens and time to first token or time to next token in a very low latency manner. And it's also power efficient, and the infrastructure allows you to cool to ensure that you have high availability for your training and model workloads. Lastly, the security is one of the key aspects for NCP, is the ability to support multiple tenants coming from different organizations to share an NCP infrastructure and not allowing them to even know that they exist in a multi-tenant environment is key. And one of the key things in multi-tenant is allowing them to be assigned to a certain number of GPUs for their quality of service settings to ensure that they could do the amount of specific workloads and the amount of GPUs they need. In addition to network isolation, as well, it comes down to the storage must support multi-tenant and quality of service settings to ensure that the storage allows it to provide enough bandwidth and the amount of capacity for each tenant, and all along without to ensure that data is isolated from one another. One of the key components of NVIDIA Cloud Partner Program is the reference architecture designed for the repeatability of these deployments at scale to ensure that you have quicker deployment and faster time to first token for production workloads. So at NVIDIA, we publish reference architectures for compute nodes. We publish reference architectures for the networking, which involves east-west for the GPU communication, and north-south, which allows you to do GPU to storage communication. The one area that we do not publish reference architectures is for the storage piece of it, and specifically high performance storage. In turn, we have a certification program where we bring on and analyze storage partners platform that meets strict criteria for performance, scale, reliability, uptime, availability, data integrity features, data connector tools, as well as security and multi-tenant features, which all go hand in hand with quality of service. With that certification program, one of our key partners, DDM, has completed the certification program for the X3 platform. And my colleague Balaji from DDM will talk a little bit more details of what they actually certified for NCP just recently.
Thank you, John. Great to be here. And with the partnership of NVIDIA and Supermicro, we at DDN have had the privilege to service a number of our AI customers at scale through the high-performance DDN exascaler storage capabilities that scales linearly and fulfills a number of attributes you just heard John mention. Key being the ability to service current and future AI factory deployments, and NCP being one example of a large-scale AI factory deployments where data and prompts go in and tokens are output. So the throughput of tokens, time to first token, the performance and low latency characteristics that John referred to, scale and performance, efficiency and elasticity, secure infrastructure. So all three, we're proud to say DDN Exascaler specifically has had a multi-generation proven track record in this. And again, thanks to the partnership with NVIDIA and Supermicro, we've been able to service a number of happy customers at scale, including GPU deployments as large as 100,000 plus GPUs. And one of the key characteristics there that John pointed out, I want to emphasize the unique capabilities of our new exascaler platform, the AI400X3, which in addition to delivering top-of-the-line performance and ultra-low latency, it's able to deliver unique capabilities such as multi-tenancy, multi-protocol, and the security in the form of encryption that John referred to previously. And this platform, again, is fully validated with NVIDIA DGX SuperPod, NCP, and other related platforms, and is a ready-to-deploy solution for demanding AI applications, especially as we go into the agentic AI world, where throughput, latency, multi-protocol, ability to handle multi-protocol, multi-site with low latency becomes extremely important. The other capability is the modular design, which allows to start at a very small scale without having to put up upfront capex, right? If the desire is to scale linearly over time, then DDN Exascaler is the perfect platform, which handles almost all the validated AI tasks that John referred to in his reference architecture, to be able to start at a very small scale and linearly. You could just add it in a modular fashion and go all the way up to 100,000 GPUs or 30,000 plus GPUs if that's the goal. So this platform enables customers to be able to do that. Start small and then scale over time. The open interfaces for data access and full stack workflow integration is an added benefit that not only seamlessly integrates with the various hardware architectures that Supermicro and NVIDIA have mentioned, but also the full stack of the NVIDIA software platform is available and compatible with the DDN storage exascaler platform. That's another value add, is there's no special capabilities that we need to add on top of exascaler. It's pre-validated and it works with some of the most popular and common frameworks. The other benefit is the ability to ensure that multi-tenancy, especially what John referred to previously, is one tenant doesn't know and minimizes or zero crosstalk. That's one of the tremendous benefits that ensures infrastructure is utilized to maximum capacity. And Exascaler, again, excels in this area. In addition to ensuring all types of data, whether it's structured, unstructured, whether it's different types of protocols, right? File, object, and if they're using on-prem, cloud, multi-cloud, right? All of that, all the data can be consolidated and work together very efficiently to ensure the GPU utilization is maximized. So with that, I'll leave you. I'll hand it over to my colleague Vince with 3 key takeaways of the DDN Exascaler platform, especially the new AI 400X3 platform, is the ability to start small and scale to a very, very high capacity, high throughput, and low latency, and support for multi-tenancy and multi-protocol services, and the ability to maximize GPU utilization is a unique capability that we're happy to bring to our customers and partners. Vince?
Thank you, Balaji. And then we appreciate the partnership with NVIDIA and the DDN. So Supermicro comes into the play from the platform and infrastructure level. So as you can see here, like Supermicro has 3 decades of experience and then business in the IT infrastructure. So we actually have the richest portfolio of all the platforms for compute and storage. And here you can see for different scale of AI use cases, we actually have the platform solutions from the GPU base and then to the HGX, and then all the way to the most powerful NVL72 architecture. So Supermicro, through the work and then the business with our customers and partners, we actually are able to provide our customers the infrastructure level capabilities and offerings. We call it a data center building block solutions. With that, we actually are able to provide our customers not just the compute, storage, networking, and then we actually are able to offer our customers all the way to the infrastructure capabilities, such as the data center design, power, cooling, and then the integration all the way to the deployment. We have been a partner with DDN, and then through the work, we have been able to reintegrate into the solution level. So as you can see here with NVIDIA's architectures, industry-leading technologies like the GPU architecture, Fabric with a Spectrum, and also the advanced capabilities. With DDN's storage solution, we actually are able to put together and offer the pre-validated and then fully integrated. We also do the integration and deployment for our customers. So together we are able to serve customers at any scale, from the edge, enterprise, on-prem, all the way to the larger scale like AI GPU data centers. Okay, so we are here to listen to you, our valued customers, to understand your business goals and particular need, and then how we can help you to bring your infrastructure online for the best time to deployment, and definitely time to online and all the values. So thank you. Back to you, Rob.
That was a great session showing the strong partnership between Supermicro, NVIDIA, and DDN. Next up, we have Steve Umby-Hocker from OS Nexus and William Lee from Supermicro.
Thanks, Rob. Hi, everyone. Supermicro and OS Nexus partner to bring the cutting-edge solution to you with a single point of management for file, block, and object storage. And Supermicro also has the most comprehensive product portfolio in the industry, like high density and high performance storage servers, GPU servers, and our top-notch HPC systems to support different workloads and verticals in enterprise, cloud web, AI ML applications. So today we are honored to have Stephen to be here to talk about the solutions. Steve?
Thanks, William. Thanks for having me. Great to be at the Supermicro Open Storage Summit again this year, 2025. Quick overview on OS Nexus and the storage platform. OS Nexus has been around for 15 years now. So we've been delivering storage solutions on our flexible software-defined storage platform, which is called Quantastore, for many years now. And really, the number of verticals that we've expanded into in recent years has been great as well. We're now serving everything from healthcare to higher education to government and large enterprise. The platform has really, in recent years, focused a lot on advanced security features, which we'll talk about today. But it really helps organizations meet those compliance standards for HIPAA, CJIS, and others, which really point back to the NIST standards like SP 853 and SP 800-171. Some of the other big advances we've made in the platform in recent years is around multi-tenancy. We find that organizations more and more need to be able to share their storage and divide it up across the organization, and that applies to everything from the healthcare vertical I mentioned earlier to higher education. This need to be able to divide it up and share it, and also get information through showback accounting and chargeback accounting has been a really mission critical feature for so many of the organizations we work with. Quantastore is unique in a few different ways. One of them is that the grid technology that we've developed really makes it easy to manage your storage across multiple different sites and across racks in your organization. So whether or not you're all in one location or you've got multiple colo locations which you're deploying your storage in, Quantastore links all of the systems together using the grid technology, and it's built right into the platform itself. So there's no extra software that you need to install. And that gives you this security and management control plane over all of your storage. And the other thing that's really unique about Quantastore is its ability to do both scale up pools and scale out pools. On the scale up side, we're using the ZFS file system, and on the scale out, we're using the Ceph file system underneath. But from a user management perspective, it's all very turnkey, very easy to set up with just a few clicks. And that ability to do both architectures is really critical for meeting the needs of specific workloads. One workload might be a smaller requirement for something under 500 terabytes. For that, we're typically going to do a scale up. On a larger deployment that might need to scale to 100 petabytes, we're going to use scale out technology for that.
As you may know, Supermicro offers power-efficient building block solutions for hyperscale and enterprise. We come up with a few AI-ready nodes for the AI all-flash use cases. As you may know, we have covering most comprehensive product in the industry, right? So we have rack-mount family, Petascale family, and multi-node family for high performance and high density architecture designs for the next gen software-defined storage. If you are looking at the hybrid workloads, we also have product families to support 3.5 spinning disks, including our 60 and 90 bay top loading family, 2U24 simply double family, and the general purpose family to support all different workloads for the backup storage use cases. And Steve, you mentioned we do have a handy design tools for the solutions. Could you talk about it? Talk about it a little bit more?
Yeah, these design utilities we've been developing for many years now. They really save a lot of time. Our solution architects used to use Visio to design all these configurations, and it was time consuming, and it took a while to go and get the performance numbers and power estimation and all of that. And so what we've done is we've just put that into a web design utility. So now you can get the power consumption numbers, the performance numbers, throughput, IOPS, and the entire build of materials. So you can go and build a design that's bespoke for your workload in just a few minutes. and it'll give you the exact build of materials that you need. And what you see on the screen here is on the left, an all-flash design using the latest Supermicro unit that has room for 32 NVMe drives. And then on the right, you see a hybrid cluster where it's got a mix of platter and NVMe. That's also a really popular unit for hybrid because it's both cost efficient and performant with that blend of NVMe and high density hard drives in the cluster architecture. So all of this can be done really easily right through the Supermicro website. You'll find a link in the description to get access to that.
That's great. So yeah, you can also see we have a very cost-effective on-prem storage solutions for large scale enterprise and service providers. With OS Nexus, we do have a lot of success stories, as you can see here. However, the top-notch one would be the petascale all-flash families, along with our hyperscale all-flash families. And for the data tiering, we do support on-prem object storage with the top loading servers showing up here. And Steve, could you also let us know how many success stories we have been focusing on and we have been close with OS Nexus?
Yeah, the largest growth in 2024 has been in higher education. There's been some very large scale out clusters deployed around the Supermicro platforms. And we've also made a lot of strides in some of these other verticals that you mentioned here around financial services, government, and healthcare. All of these different verticals are really adopting object storage at a greater and greater rate. And that's primarily because of a lot of the security features that come with it. Object storage comes with immutability and versioning, and so that provides a layer of protection against ransomware attacks because ransomware attack cannot delete or change those immutable objects. So ransomware protection, that's been a large focus across all of IT, and these object storage solutions with Supermicro just been a great shield, a great way for organizations to address those problems. The all flash has also been really popular among AI ML, and our ability to do both file and object storage has been a powerful tool as well. So being able to use an object store on the back end that's all flash, that's highly performant. That's sort of the direction things are going with AI ML workloads. Gives them scale and performance that can rival even parallel file systems because there's less locking happening in an object protocol.
Yeah, that's exciting. We also want to show you how Supermicro and OS Nexus combine the latest generation of Supermicro storage servers with our all-flash and hybrid storage to deliver the tiered storage solutions. As you can see on the first tier, we do offer GPU solutions for the applications, and with OS Nexus, we can support the both all-flash and object storage tier. And I would like to have Steve to dive deep into it a little bit.
Yeah, the storage architecture is just a great way of kind of like seeing all the pieces come together around a machine learning environment. On the far left, you've got all your GPU servers, but they need to be fed high performance storage so that they can go and get those embeddings, get access to that data from the vector databases and such very rapidly. And so that information ideally is coming from all flash storage. And so what we're showing there is an all flash configuration that's delivering either POSIX, the storage over the POSIX CephFS scale out parallel file system, or as object, or both, depending on what the needs are for the workload. And then, of course, you don't want everything in flash. That'd be too expensive. And so there's an object tier that sits behind that that's a hybrid blend of platter and flash. And that's what we're showing in those last two columns is a hybrid object store. So yeah, this is a really great way to kind of visualize a lot of machine learning workloads in that pipeline.
Thank you very much, Steve, for the very great session with us. Do you have any closing remarks or thoughts?
No, thanks again for having me out this year. Encourage everyone to go check out the design utilities. You'll find a link in the description on where you can get access to that. And you can click inside the design utilities. It'll take you to a link where you can request a quote or request a demo, and look forward to meeting with many of you out there.
Thanks again. That's great. Now, let's get back to Rob.
That was another great segment during which we learned many reasons why security and compliance at scale are so important. Now, next up, we have Jeff Slapp from Steel Dome and Sherry Lin from Supermicro.
Thanks, Rob. It's really great to have Jeff here with me today. And today is all about the result. We have been work with our partner with Steel Dome since the beginning of the years, and we do a lot of testing and benchmarks on our platforms. And in today's showcase, we are excited to share how Supermicro and Steel Dome are helping enterprise accelerate time to result, time to value by breaking down the storage silo and removing infrastructure barriers. And our joint solution really empower the users to spend less time management systems and more time on driving the innovations, insight, and outcome. With that being said, let me pass it to Jeff to introduce a bit about Steel Dome and the solution. Hey, Jeff.
Hi, Sherry. Thank you very much. Great to be here with you today. And as we kick this off, we'll do a quick introduction about Steel Dome. So Steel Dome develops software focused on delivering powerful storage and compute infrastructure solutions supporting enterprise applications at any scale. The platform simplifies enterprise infrastructure by eliminating the complexity that often delays adoption. So no steep learning curve and no deep engineering expertise is required. At its core, it provides a robust foundation for data, delivering highly available, high-performance block, file, and object storage at any scale. Its flexible architecture adapts seamlessly to changing business requirements, removing the need for isolated, single-purpose data silos. Deployments complete in minutes, not days or weeks, enabling rapid expansion without service disruption or risk to data integrity. And as we often say, it's enterprise-grade technology designed to be within reach of everyone.
Yeah, I really like the strong foundations, especially when these days the workload become more complicated and we really need a simplified, unified management systems that mostly support most of the protocol, like your say file, block, and object. And also an important thing is it has to be easily to scale up and scale out based on the need, the business need, right? And lastly, most of the customers also care about the time to market. And the fast deployments is also critical for customer. Yeah,
That's right. Simplicity and that time to value, time to outcomes is super critical, especially with the level of complexity that we're dealing with today with AI and all of the peripheral services that accompany that. Getting to market and getting results is critical. So this is exactly why we have created the platform that we refer to as Stratasystem. And that specifically is the infrastructure operating system that includes all storage, virtualization, and orchestration services. On the storage side specifically, Stratastore, that provides the distributed high-performance, highly available block, file, and object services across any combination of storage media at any scale. For virtualization, Strataserve, the hypervisor and container management services which provides all the essential features for supporting enterprise virtual machine and container-based workloads. And then for those that are interested in HCI, Hyperserve, a fully integrated hyperconverged stack that brings both storage services and the virtualization services all into a unified deployment model. And each service is modular and independently deployable, allowing the platform to fit into existing infrastructures with ease.
Yeah, so that's pretty flexible because the user can choose like the whatever service they need it right now and maybe add another service enable like different later. Another question, so you mentioned like Strataserve. is it the license per node, right? And assume that the hardware capacity or load, is there a limitations on how many virtual VM can be run?
Nope, you're exactly right, Sherry. So each node is licensed regardless of the number of workloads that are present on the system, regardless of the number of cores or the amount of memory or the amount of storage. It is simply based on a per node basis. Very simple. And so now what we'll show you here in this graphic, which is it's a simplified graphic, but it's really here to display what we call hyperserve. But we're showing this really for illustration purposes, because remember, each service is individually activated based on the operational requirements. So at the foundation, which is the foundation of any application, you have the storage services, in this case, StrataStore, which provides that block, file, and object capability. But what's interesting here is that we're able to consume and use as part of the cluster any internal, external, multipath, or JBOD device that is exposed to the system. We put that into the cluster, and then we're able to serve that over all the common standard infrastructure protocols such as iSCSI, NVMe over Fabric, SMB, and NFS for file, and S3 object, or all at the same time if needed. This allows organizations to consolidate diverse workloads onto a unified software-defined storage platform, eliminating the need for disparate storage islands. Moving up the stack at the application level and in the compute layers, StrataServe delivers the full suite of virtualization and container runtime services along with the enterprise-grade orchestration and management capabilities expected in modern infrastructure environments. And finally, the platform also enables secure application and VDI service delivery to any device through any modern web browser without requiring any software installation at the endpoint.
So what's the minimum hardware or infrastructure requirements that the user need in order to deploy any of the Steeldon technologies, like software?
Yep. Great question. So unlike a lot of solutions that you see out there, Sherry, we only require a single node to get started, but that can grow to many nodes, tens or even to hundreds of nodes if necessary. So this platform allows us to meet the customer where they are today, knowing that down the road, as their business or their organization continues to grow and expand, that the same platform, will continue to grow and expand and meet their requirements as they go along that journey.
Mm-hmm. And it can be scaled out like a node by node, or it has to be multiple certain like a quantity.
Yep. So it can be done on an individual node basis, or you can do it in groups of systems. And also, as you're expanding to meet higher workload demands, the same thing is also true when the hardware that you originally started with goes to end of support life. So you could add additional nodes and then immediately turn around and decommission the older nodes, and everything is fully automated. There's no more data migration. There's no moving of workloads around the cluster. And everything continues to run as it did before, except now on the newer hardware.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's great, because the hardware just keep upgrading frequently. So that's
exactly. So one of the major design goals of StrataSystem is, of course, to eliminate cost, complexity, and the overhead that is typically attributed with traditional platforms. The platform reduces total cost of ownership with straightforward, transparent software licensing, keeping pricing simple and predictable at each phase. The platform's modular architecture is designed for simplicity, making it easy to design, deploy, and adapt to the widest range of infrastructure requirements. It's also highly operationally efficient. Teams can deploy, manage, and scale without requiring large specialized engineering resources. Scaling is immediate and seamless. Whether increasing capacity or compute, expansion is handled through native software automation without the need for disruptive upgrades. And because all the storage and virtualization features are included out of the box, organizations have everything that they need exactly when they need it without delays or additional licensing overhead. Steeldon delivers architectural freedom without compromise. The platform is designed to run seamlessly on any Supermicro server or storage system, today and into the future, ensuring both compatibility and long-term flexibility as hardware evolves. Its unified architecture eliminates the need for fragmented purpose-built systems by supporting block, file, and object protocols within a single platform. This removes the traditional silos that often lead to complexity and inefficiency. Data is fully decoupled from the physical infrastructure, which means no more time-consuming migration projects when hardware changes occur. The environment remains operationally consistent, regardless of how it scales or evolves. Organizations can start with the exact capacity they need today to grow on demand, scaling both performance and storage without disruption. Whether supporting general purpose workloads, high throughput applications, or data-intensive pipelines like AI and HPC, the platform is optimized for consistent high-performance delivery. And with built-in enterprise-grade resilience and fault tolerance, Steel Dome ensures always-on availability, making it a strong foundation for mission-critical operations where uptime and flexibility are equally essential. And now I will pass this over to Sherry to cover the many hardware options available through Supermicro.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, we have collaborated closely with Steel Dome teams to deliver validated solution-ready infrastructures that is tailored for many different use cases. And furthermore, from our L10 and above, like rack scale level, we provide one-stop shop. Means not only hardware but also including software, and we do pre-shipment software installations and burn-in tests, etc., to ensure the reliabilities and to make the deployment more efficient, more streamlined. And from the slide deck that you see here, we have diverse platform. So the user depends on their use case, from compact models like the IoT super servers for edge locations like mini tower, or to the rack space friendly multi-node system like BigTwin, which is ideal for the compute intensive workload. And we also have the high performance high capacity all flash NVMe platforms like our Cloud DC and Hyper families that is suitable for virtualizations or any other high performance required storage workload. And lastly, we also have diverse GPU platforms that are built for accelerating heavy applications such as AI and machine learning. So by combining the hardware flexibilities and the software-driven intelligence, our joint solutions ensure the consistent performance and easy scalabilities, and to simplify management without compromise. So that concludes our presentation today. And next slide, I want to share some contact information in case you want to understand more about the joint solutions. You can come to Supermicro solution page or the Steel Dome, the email contact here. And also to learn more about the solutions, you can also go to the Steel Dome wiki listed here. Thanks, Jeff, for joining me today. Now back to Rob.
Thank you.
That was a great session that really addressed the rapid time to value and outcome of using Supermicro and Steel Dome software-defined storage. Thank you for joining us today for this episode on software-defined storage solutions, part of the Supermicro Open Storage Summit. If you've missed any episodes, you can go back and watch them on demand at thecube.net. Thank you again, and stay tuned to theCUBE for more technology analysis and news.